Good morning, Predseda Lemon Amiga. Ah, well, I'm playing AcidBottle's. It's a few years old now, actually. This classic arcade port of Break Thru was maybe the first scrolling, like the first full-length scrolling shooter made with Scorpion Engine. It is a pretty hard game. I actually feel it's a little bit unfair with, like, for example, some of the enemies still shoot during the death animations. But I think there is also, like most games, there is a rhythm to it. There's maybe a bit of trial and error, like you don't necessarily know the best path to go until you've died a couple of times. And don't necessarily know the best time to jump across the lane because you don't know that the enemy's going to spawn and kill you while you're still trying to get down on the ground. It is good that it's infinite, infinite credits. I do think for especially hard games like this, you really do need infinite, the option of having infinite credits, but also just the option to give up if you die, if you lose all your lives. And not just for arcade ports, but like I mean, Ninja Gaiden on NES wasn't technically a. It had some similarities with the Ninja Gaiden arcade game, but not that many, so it was basically an original game. And that gave you infinite continues, which was really good because some of the later levels, in particular, were just insane. And so yeah, I do appreciate when a game gives you that option rather than kicking you all the way back to the start. Oh, okay, so I start a little bit further up, so I must have gotten far enough in the level that my restart point is a bit further up. What was that bomb for? Is that giving me infinite of those triple shots? Whoop! I guess I've lost my good gun. I was going to say there was no way for me to dodge those shots, but that wasn't actually true because I can still jump. I sometimes forget that spamming the jump key is the best way to dodge, you know, to get out of an impossible situation. Oh, okay. I shoot, well, I can't jump and shoot. I'm not sure if I've got a way to... Ah. Yeah, it must be near the end of the level. There we go. Oh, wait. No, it's still... The level's still going. Ah. Hey, Duckster. Welcome to the chat. Okay, so how far do I have to go back? I can't remember if I've ever finished this one. I'm not even sure if I've finished this level. This might be about as far as I've ever gotten. Ah. Ooh. Always that one I die on for some reason. Okay, so I'm a bit further. Now, do I have to do that tunnel bit again? There's a certain... Oh, I was about to say there's a certain sweet spot where you can squeeze between the enemy shots, but that only really applies if you haven't gone right up to it. Didn't even see the shot. Yeah, it's just a little bit too far away. If I get closer... Oh! Oh! Oh, I thought I'd gotten far enough to unlock another checkpoint, but not quite. And one of the satisfying things about games like these is you do learn the patterns. And, eventually you get there. If you've got the patience. Don't know what that is even. Man, this is a long level. Oh, thank God for that. Okay, I think this is the furthest I've ever been. Well, that was only the second level. You're ready to jump the pond. Actually, no, I do sort of remember this bit. Maybe I've been to this level. Ah, just when I get my good gun, I wasted it. Hi, Skyzoo, welcome to the chat. Skyzoo, just regarding the bug you noted with sliced mode, I think I know what it is. I'll need to investigate, but when I was looking into what it could be, I realized that there's some major deficits with the sliced mode that I think are causing the bug, and I need to fix anyway. So once I've done that, hopefully it will improve chip RAM usage slightly for sliced mode. Okay, got the good gun. Can I keep it? Yeah, hopefully that's gotten me to a new checkpoint at least. Ah. Also, I might be able to hook up the slice mode to the Atlas compression. And the Atlas compression itself, I need to keep improving. So, yeah, some exciting possibilities for squeezing chip RAM usage down. Just some context, if you're not on the Discord server and you haven't seen anything about the Atlas compression. What it is it basically it packs basically it packs graphics in a way where the empty space in some graphics is used to pack other graphics in. So, for example, if you had a graphic that was just like a big circle, then the Atlas compression would be able to squeeze something smaller into that circle, and it wouldn't cause any glitches as far as, like, you wouldn't see that inner sprite when it's rendering the outer circle because it's all masked out. Except for those... I'm probably going to jinx it. I was about to say, except for those turrets, I think this level might be a little bit easier than the previous one, because there's a lot more... there's a lot more... I mean, there's, you know, a lot more space to go up and down. Skyju asked if it's possible to use something like a sliced mode, but for sprites. Not... well... not really, because sprites are 16 pixels wide anyway. They're already technically sliced. I guess in theory you could save some chip RAM if you've got, like, you know, if you've got a big sprite, but it's only like a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom that is rendered. You've got all that wasted space in the middle, and at least in theory you could split that up into two sprites and multiplex it. But that's, you know, getting a bit tricky there. I do need to improve the multiplexing system anyway, so something like that would be possible, but it would still be, you know, you would need to manually slice the sprites to take advantage of that. Okay, so that was as far as I've gotten. Did that does that bring me to the next checkpoint? I don't think so. No. Oops. Did I run into one of those mines? Oops. Yeah, I can see why the message was, like, get ready to jump the pond. It's one of those games that's so frustrating when you die all the time, but at the same time it's so satisfying when you, you know, get that little bit further, when you get to your, like, personal best, distance. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to be going slow when I jump that pond, maybe? So I get to the middle bit, and if I'm going slow, I've still got time to do another jump before, you know, hit the edge of the... Oops. Hit the edge of the island. Gee, can I cheese this a bit? What if I go to the top? I think I ran into that tree. Actually, here's an arcade game, if anyone can remember it. I'd love to know what it is, but it's like this game. It has a car, it sort of has, like, driving around and shooting, but it's more top-down. It's like, Commando. Oh, sorry, by more top-down, I mean, like, vertical rather than, horizontal. So it's something like this, but it was, vertical like Commando, and the only other thing I can really remember is that there was a train on the right-hand side of one of the levels, like a train going up and down. My memory could be really faulty there, but that is what I can remember. Okay, so if I take this slowly, I'm gonna... No, too slowly. Need to be going about medium speed. Too fast. Or maybe I should be going fast, but just jump earlier. So if I speed run it. Yeah. Yeah, it's I gotta... Oops. That's getting killed by a fence after all that. Oh, I actually destroyed the tower for once. Go! Alright. Okay, gotta watch out for that fence. Gotta watch out for the helicopter bullets. Ah! Jumped too early. Okay, I've been playing it nearly half an hour. Oh! Okay, I actually got... Is this a new area? It is a new area. Okay. Whew. Skyzoo says Speed Rumbler by Capcom. That might be it. Since it visually I remember it looking quite a bit like Commando and Gunsmoke, it would make sense if it was a Capcom game. Oops. Oh no. I seem to remember the game crashing once around here. It's admittedly a very old Scorpion game, so it could well have some crashes that I've since fixed, but I, didn't know about back then. This is what, level 4 out of 5? I might play this one for a bit longer because I have only got one demonstration game or one game to play this stream, so I might as well play it just a little bit longer, and then we'll get into the workshop and we will have some fun with Parallax again. Oh yeah, those were still shooting even after they were ashes. So yeah, some of that is a little unfair, but again, this is a long time ago, so it could be bugs with that version of Scorpion or something. Yeah, those ones in particular, they still keep shooting even after, like, they're completely dead. It's not just like, they're still shooting during the death animation, which is, that's a separate thing, but they were still shooting from the pile of ashes. But it's not every car that does it. It's only, I think it's the, those cars. Yeah, I think it might be a bug just with those specific cars and not everything. Oh yes, finally. Ah, no. Did I at least get far enough to get into a new checkpoint? I think I did. Yeah, this looks new. I don't think I've been here before. Oh, I'm so sure that Jeep killed me. I keep forgetting, like, it seems like it's impossible to get through some of these bits, but you can always jump. It's kind of like the roll in 1942, except you've got infinite of them. Ah. Oh. Did I get to a new point? Don't know if I did. I don't think I did. Maybe this seems new? Yeah, I think I got a little bit further in the level. Oh, I think that was the ash shooting again. So I can't trust piles of ash. They could still have someone alive in there with a machine gun shooting at me. Oh, ah, that was dumb. The men can't really aim at you, they just shoot forward, so there's almost no excuse for me getting shot by one. Oh, I've got a spam bot. I've got a... Okay, P works for pause. So I don't get spam bots that often anymore, so I... sometimes forget how to delete them. Okay, I've blocked. Let's do the report. It's weird that they have terrorism as the top, as the reason that's on the top of the list rather than spam. Oh, okay. Alright, so I'm back to the I am at the last level. I've definitely never been this far before. Red Zeta says spam is terrorism. No, that is fair. Terrorizing my stream for sure. Skyzoo did give me a link for the speed run, but unfortunately I'm not able to bring up the chat on this machine. But after I'm done with this, I'll hop on Firefox and see if I can find it. Oh, that's new. A fence to jump over. I got the MiG-21s up there, or MiG-23s maybe? Oh. Ah. Okay, so close to the end of the game, I can feel it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that I did see one of those cars shooting from their ashes. Man, they're just spamming the airfield. I'm glad it's, you know, at least lots of space to move. Ah! I guess because it's right near the end of the game, they want to throw everything at you all at once. Hi, Phase 101. Whoops. It's a little bit unfair. That should give you a little bit more space at the start before they start spamming you. Man, absolute bullet hell. At least I can sort of... There's not that many... Not that... Ah! After all that, it was the fence that killed me. Whoops. Ah! Okay, so I jumped at the right time, but I was moving so slow that I couldn't get over the fence anyway. I don't remember what other games I've actually 100% completed on stream. I think it was only maybe Wings of Fear. Like, as far as, like, you know, full-length games go. No! Yeah, timing the jump with all of those bullet hell shots. Okay, well, hopefully there's not... Oh. Oh, damn it. Hopefully there's not too much more of the game beyond this bullet hell bit with this really awkward fence at the end. Ah! I swear I guess once you've jumped you can't speed up, so you need to speed up before you jump. But I need to jump a few times near the end to avoid the bullet hell hail. Okay, got it. Alright, that's the way I should have been doing it. I like that, when I was landing, I took out, you know, landed on one of the guys. Whoop! Accidentally hit space, which brings up, the virtual keyboard. How far do I have to go back? Okay, well thankfully it's after the bullet hell bit. Another helicopter. Must be near the end, surely. Thought I could get around the helicopter by going slow, but no, I need to keep a good velocity, I think. You should hug the bottom of the screen. That might make it a little bit easier to dodge that helicopter. I just wonder about that strategy in general, just hugging the bottom of the screen. You know, not worrying about hitting anything. Oh, I didn't even see what hit me then. Maybe I landed on the fence? Go to the bottom, can anything hit me if I tease it a bit like that? Okay, I got in a bit further. Whoa! Okay, I have to remember that there's another... How far do I have to go back? I have to remember that there's another big tank down there. Oh, yep, back to here. So that is a very long segment that I can't die in. Yeah, so just got to be careful because... Oh, once I get past this bit, there is another, like, one of those land battleship things. Okay, hopefully I'm to the checkpoint. Oh, what happened? Ah! Okay, I made it to the end. I was worried it had crashed for a second. Oh, GG, world record speed run. Probably not a world record, but it is a record for me at least. That was a cool end cutscene. It's, Oh! Now we can, I wonder if that was a feature in the original game. You could just keep playing, but you choose which level. Okay, well that was Break Thru by AcidBottle. Quite an old scorpion game now, but still still a lot of fun. Still one of the very few side-scrolling shooters that's like a full-length game, but there are more on the way, like Wings of Fear 2. What was... Okay, arcade history, the speed. That looks about right. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I remember. That would be, I would love to see that in
Take Metamucil's daily multi-health
on
fiber to
Amiga.
support gut health and regularity.
Maybe I should
Metamucil
ask
lifts you.
JOTD to do it.
Upgrade your shave with Gillette Labs.
Sorry about the ads.
The Flex Disc turns with your face for an unbeatably smooth finish. Gillette Labs, unbeatably smooth.
Hey everybody. Hi guys. And I guess I could bump into them. Oh, I see. There's my Oh, I can get out of my car and shoot things. Oh, I like that. All right, so far I'm doing really terribly, but okay, so you got it. Can I run over to the dudes? Yeah. Oh, I'm terrible at this already, but I like the idea. Because my car's just being destroyed. But if I get out, see, I can run out and see he's that guy's.
Yeah, I do remember being able to get out of the car as well. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, so on to some workshopy things. Actually, before I do that, there's one other video that I wanted to bring up. So that was from the How Amiga Games Are Made Turrican II. How Amiga games work. So this is a really cool series of videos that use the new Engine 9000 debugger tool. So that lets you do things like turn on and off sprites, turn on and off bit planes, and so it makes it relatively straightforward to work out how they did some of these complex tricks. Hello Amiga Cami, hello Zuperdan. But anyway, so at this part here, he sort of has a look at this
16.
This area here, and how this sort of
Let's take go.
this parallax is done. So I'll just hit play from there, and hopefully we'll play for a few. Oh no, I might need to go back. I just wanted to just see the effect first. So we've basically got like two layers of grill. Well, we've got layers of columns, and then we've got layers of grills. Hopefully it's gonna. It's actually gonna play the. I just wanted to see the I might need to look up a long play or something, but you can see what is happening there is we've got all of these blitz. I think these are 32 by 32, and we've got top and bottom ones. So what's happening is, and you see when it gets to something like here for instance, it just doesn't blit them. So this part of the screen here, it's not part of the parallax, so it doesn't blit the parallax behind it. It just doesn't blit it at all. I'll do Turrican II long play so we can see what the effect is like. find... I think it's this one. Yep, so we can see here there's like a back grill and a, like, you know, more forward grill. And that's you know, behind behind everything else. And so it kind of looks like, well, like maybe it's like dual playfield, or maybe it's right parallax. It's not. And they're not blitting behind these bits either. It's just like, so you've got like top and bottom tiles. Like, I guess the 32 by 32 areas, so 64 by 32 wide, and it's just like a tile here that's animated, so it's like blitting onto this tile. But I didn't understand all of that when I tried to make something like it, because I assumed they were doing it a different way, and the way they were doing it was, well, the way that I thought they were doing it is how I started to set up this demo. And I'll get it running, then I'll explain a little bit how it works. Okay, so we've got, you know, the sculpting engine text at a different scroll speed to the you know, the level, and it's, you know, overlaps the level. It sort of overlaps the level in ways that like the Turrican II demo didn't, because yeah, I mean, it's not we're not blitting a repeating pattern, we are blitting across the entire screen. And so all that is really, we've got this one image, so that is the background. We've got it set as ghost maskless, which means so ghost means only blit to a single bit plane. So we've said, okay, we're going to reserve bit plane 0 as our parallax. But that means that all of these colors, so these are the 12 colors, we've had to duplicate them, because when the first bit plane overlaps with anything, it's going to increase the number under it by 1. So this way it makes sure that, okay, well, if the tile is color 9, then it will, if it happens to overlap that parallax, it's just going to, sorry, if it's color 8, it's going to increase it to color 9. If we in fact, I guess I can quickly show you what it might look like if we you know, if we don't do that, if we have separate colors. Actually, might no, I'll just use magic purple just to, let's run that again. So yeah, so that's the sort of thing that you get when you know, if you don't have the if you have, you know, if you're sort of mixing and matching colors. Which you might, you know, you might be able to use it for some like silhouette effects maybe. But yeah, so that's the problem with doing it the way I was doing it, is you've got to sacrifice a lot of colors, and I would have needed to sacrifice another half of these colors again to make the parallax out of 4 colors, which is what Turrican, the Turrican developers did. But I'm going to do something a bit different again. We're going to try to do something. I don't know how well it's going to work, but I think Turrican's sort of fake parallax can be made out of sprites. Or at least, you know, something like it can be made out of sprites. It may not necessarily be the better or more efficient solution, but we'll give it a go. All we really need to start... Oh, this is new. Oh, those are quite cute. All we really need is something that looks like grills. Or if I go grill, gate. Let's filter down to just 2D art. We've got some fences here. I might be able to use that. Let's have a look for fence. Oh, that guy looks familiar. Oh, this one's interesting. What is... oh, that's cute. A little bit too high resolution to use in a Scorpion Engine game, at least without scaling it down. Flash drive? If I just look for MC. Let's filter down to that author. And have a look at some of these tile sets to see if we can find anything interesting. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if I can do anything with it. Might be able to work with this. Huh. It's not what I... Ah, now that's cool. So this whole thing is a animation. So if I set to... If I set the grid, grid properties to 448386. Tiles in both directions. Okay. Okay, so it's supposed to, so this is an animation that... Oh, okay, so it's got like a pulse. I don't know if I can really do anything interesting with that. Although... I don't know. It's such a cool pattern. I'm tempted to try doing something with it. I've got an idea. I guess how many colors is going to be... Okay, so there's only 4 colors in there. You know what? I am going to do... I am going to play with that. That's just too cool to, you know, not do anything with. I'm going to need to cut it down to... Oh, actually, before I do anything further, since I'm gonna break that, I'm gonna have get a backup of that. Okay, so yeah, let's go back into that. Oh, now there is one problem that it's 488 wide because it needs to be 256 wide. 256 wide. It doesn't really matter how tall it is, but I've been using 224 as the 256, 512, 768. Yeah, well, I want it as pixel resize because I don't want to break that color information. It is a 4-color palette. Let's check out 256 by 4. Wait, no, wait. No, I messed that up. That should be 768. Okay, that's looking about right. Kind of looks like we lost a lot of the dithering detail there, but don't know if we can really do anything about that, because I also want it to... No, I won't make that scroll. I'm just going to make that part of a... sorry, I know I keep umming and erring about what to do here. What does it look like if I just resize it on the width? I mean, that's not as bad. It's still pretty dithered. I'm going to stop wasting time. I'm just going to... I'll work with this. And then if it's like, well, the effect doesn't look great, then, you know, I will make it not scroll, but make it, I'll make it not scroll, but I will, not scale it down. Okay, so I've got AGA. I want to have 64 wide sprites. Let's add... Oh. Now, I've deleted that. Actor. delete it from there. I think it's messed it up because I deleted the image before I deleted the animation. One, two, three, two, and then loop. And let's put it down. Put it down in the corner. Now I'm going to need to change that to being. Let's turn off most of these directions. BG and there we go. So let's don't want this anymore. I'll rename that one to actually let's rename this to A far BG, so it doesn't so A is for animation, and then our actor we can just call that far BG. And what we need to do is need to spawn one of those. Oh, and I need to set the screen settings. So if I go configure screen, we want to enable AGA sprite screen wrap. Cannot find reference to BG1 setup. Yeah, I don't have that anymore. I don't have that anymore. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, one thing I forgot to do is I haven't set the colors yet. But I'll fix that next. So it's probably okay. So there's a few things I need to fix there. So one is that needs to go to the background, and on the map, let's delete that and that, and save that, and we'll see what. Oh, and I still need those colors. So if I save that as PAL. Oh, and I'm gonna need to, yeah, not normal. This needs to be only sprite, because it is only sprite. It needs to be. We want to use. We'll start from 1 and 2. So let's import our colors from 0 to 16. We just want 4. There we go, and we're going to paste those down so they're in the next layer. In fact, we shouldn't be 32 colors, should only be 16 colors. Too wide. What did I do? Oh, no, I know what I did. Should have set it from here. Now, oh, and I was supposed to use channel 3 and 4, but uses 1 to if needed. So that way, so we're using 3 and 4 plus 1 and 2. So that's all we need. Oh, and I didn't make it I didn't make it rotate. But I don't think it looks I don't think it looks that great with it being so scaled down. So I might make it so that it's not Yeah, that looks kind of funky just with the you know, being scaled down so much. And we don't actually need to make it you know, rotate. We can pretend it's like a nebula or something that's like way in the background. So if we go back to our source image, um, I will need to change the grid properties to what were they before? 448. 448. 8. So what I'll do is I'll just go image canvas size 256.4. Yeah, so I won't lose all of that detail that I did by shrinking it down. It means I can't scroll it because it's not you know, it doesn't, the edges don't match anymore, but that's okay. Just one more. And we'll see what it looks like. Oh, did I turn off the scrolling? I probably didn't. Yes, I did. Something missing. I know what it is. Yeah. What's missing is it's not actually four colors because you know it doesn't actually have black as part of its sprite color range. So I just need to get rid of all of that. Now let's try that again. And it should look a little bit nicer now that it has four colors instead of just three sprite colors. Yeah, I mean that's kind of a cool effect. Uh, yeah, I mean I think I will run with that. I will use that. But I still want to do more parallax using, but I'll use the traditional sprite system. How many colors are in here? Six colors. Can I reduce that to four if I use Xen view? Don't think it goes all the way down to four. I think it goes down to 8 as the minimum. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but if I do it here, four colors, a bit of diffusion, why not? Okay, let's turn on the grid to see what of is there a part of that I can use as a repeating pattern? And I wanted to go maybe 64 high, so maybe that. Actually, I'll move down a little bit. So if now, I'm not an artist, so this is just all sort of hackery. Is that color? That is color 0. If I paste that again, um, need the flip. There we go. Whoops. Let's do that in the other direction. That there. Okay, so we've got a repeating looping pattern. Actually, you know what? Maybe it's going to be okay if I just, instead of having that repeating, it might look a bit better. It might look okay if it's just sort of, let's try. It needs to be 32 wide. Let's try that bit there. Let's set this new image. Ah, that's not tall enough. That needs to be all the way down to there. Okay. I think that will do. Hopefully that won't look too strange. It kind of looks like we've got multiple layers of pipes. I'm gonna let's change it to non-index mode, and I am going to get rid of that might actually be a problem. It might, yeah, I think I really do need black as part of the palette. All right, well, one thing at a time. Let's 64. Let's make that 54 tall, even top and bottom. That can be our the basis of our parallax. And we want a parallax panel. Let's say that is panel. We've got to grab our image, and this is going to be 32 horizontal. Scroll up to this 1 is fine. And we've got our first slice. Let's oh no, I think that's fine as it is. Now let's run it. It's probably not going to look very good against the far backdrop, but that's fine. We can tweak that. Oh, in fact, I have to load it, of course, so I can set. I'll set that as that background. I'll see if that works. Oh, but no, I'm not gonna. I'm still not gonna be able to see it because of the sprite ordering. The big AGA sprites are actually going to be in front of that. But that's yeah. So I can sort of see it, but only through the. I mean, it's kind of a cool effect, but I really want that reversed. Hi, Karen. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, I mean, I actually do like that effect. And it does give us a, it does give us a sort of double parallax, but we sort of want the reverse of that. Or we can't really rearrange the sprites. I don't know, I do think that looks pretty cool though. Yeah, well, I'm gonna edit these, let's edit these frames. So let's get a grid, actually, if I go, no, it's 80 at the top, and then, what is 2d4 minus 114? Oh wait, that can't be right. No, I messed something up, I think. Oh yeah, sorry. 144, not 114. Yeah, let's just see what that looks like. So what we should have is the pipes in the middle of the nebula. So they won't be overlapping each other anymore. But we should be able to see them separately. Okay, so that's looking pretty cool, but we still want another layer on top of that. The only problem is I'm not sure about the color count. Because I think we do need... wanted to get another parallax layer in. Okay, I'll try something. Yeah, okay, I think I got it. Actually, what? Let's turn on the grid. I'll just run with that to start with. If I go... So I'm not... I mean, obviously I can't have two panels loaded at the same time, but what I can do is I can create the second one just to create the art for it. Now that was... Why isn't that one... Oh, Amiga... No, I don't want Amiga Sprite Panel, I want Amiga Sprite Parallax, and then that will give me the option to convert it. That one's only 16 wide. And... Let's try 0.5, so... At least in theory, that's going to be twice as slow as the other one. Oops. So what we should have is that basically should be a 32 by 32 animation that loops, but twice as slowly as the other one. So we're going to need to do a few things here. If I delete all of the black, that might look a bit weird, but yeah, I probably don't want to delete all of the I don't want to delete all of the black, but we'll work with that. What's it going to look like if I paste it over top of there? Okay, so it looks like they're going at different speeds. I think it might look a bit weird in that order. Because I suppose the pipes are technically in front, so they should have been moving at a speed of 2 rather than 0.5. But I'll see how it looks, and then I can come back to it. Carrion asks, is it dual playfield? No, there's no dual playfield in Scorpion Engine. Yeah, that's almost giving the effect of one, except as I mentioned, the order is wrong. What am I going to do about that? So those pipes are wanted at the back. It looks strange with them being at the front like that. So if I delete, yeah, I think the problem is it sort of needs black for the outline. Okay, well, let's try it anyway. Well, if I delete all of that, and then I put that in again, but paste this new layer. Oops. Mess that up. That to there. Then that's on top. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, we're kind of getting there, except as I mentioned, we really needed, we do need an outline for that top layer, because it just sort of makes everything look weird and see-through. I think I know how to, I mean, it's kind of cool, it's kind of interesting, but it's not, It's not really what I want. It's not really what I had in mind, but I think I can fix it. So let's put it back to there. And here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to I need to select everything. Oh. Let's go opacity, select. Oh, no. Sorry, opacity tolerance of 1, so that only is going to select the opaque things. And I'm going to paste that as new image. So this is going to be a really hacky way of creating an outline. So if I just adjust the brightness to 0, well, that will do. Paste that as a new layer, but we want that underneath, and we want that. And I don't want grid snapping. Oh, hang on, I messed up the position of that. It's still. Let's make it perfectly aligned. Okay, so if I go top left, and then paste the new layer, and then top right. As I should go the full. Yeah, okay, so that's giving us an outline. Do one to the right. Wait a minute, where? Oh, didn't skew that aligned. One over like that. And then we just need like wait a minute, where is maybe that will do. I don't know if I've done it in every direction, but that's given me the outline I've wanted, plus it's left a few gaps for the it has left a few gaps for the parallax behind that. So if I merge visible, I also want to fix those colors. So if I grab all that, so those are the colors that Scorpion found from the image and applied to those scan lines. But we want to do that, and then this. Let's just delete the outline of the top and bottom. Now let's try that again. So if I grab that, and then I want to paste that as a new layer. Put that underneath. And then hopefully that will give us the layers of parallax we were trying to get. Oh, I messed that up. What did I do wrong there? Completely messed that up. Oops. Huh. Maybe because I don't have black as that color, and so because it didn't have black, it wasn't able to find a match. Maybe? Yeah, it's pretty cool. It kind of has like a, I don't know, it almost has like an electric effect, which wasn't intentional. It's just sort of how the colors are, um, blending. But the point of the exercise was to try and replicate Turrican II's parallax using sprites, and we've gone one step further than that to have the the nebula effect at the background. Yeah, okay, so we've got 3 layers of parallax there. If we were really insane, we could maybe fit a 4th one in, but there's hardly any place we'd be able to see it, because we've already... Yeah, I mean, I think we probably could use the same effect to add another layer of parallax in, but no, I think that's looking cool. I really like that. Oh yeah, we get to the end of the level and just sort of stop scrolling. I'll run that one more time. I might wrap up the stream soon. I was thinking about doing some Halo stuff, but I'm pretty tired, and I am really happy with that effect. Maybe there's a little bit more I can do to it. I was just thinking, I could have the camera sort of scrolling up and down a bit. And so, that way it would sort of make it even more of a... Uh, I mean, what could I do to make it just that little bit more eye-popping is... I could add a I could add a little bit of foreground as well. Maybe. Uh. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm just gonna do that. It's not going to be a lot of foreground. It's just going to be a little bit at the top and the bottom. And we might as well make it the same colors. So we don't need that anymore. I mean, I could technically do the same thing again to add, you know, 2 layers of foreground. Yeah, so I'll just grab, I think that's only 8 pixels tall, maybe? Oops. Unfortunately, wait a minute, let's look at the sprite budget. Whoops. We do, yeah, it's supposed to be just 8. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll use that as a little. Do I even want? Yeah, 16 will do. Um, so we're going to do that again. I don't actually need this panel anymore, so I can delete that. Yeah, why not? So, oh, no, that didn't work. Let's oops. What did I do wrong here? Why isn't that working? Is it not like that? It's really short. Maybe. Probably doesn't like the color depth. There might be a bug in Scorpion for me to look at. No, maybe it doesn't like if I override the. Yeah, I think that's the problem. It doesn't like it if I try to overwrite the image, which should be allowed. Oh, no? Okay. Alright, I can't explain that, but it seemed to work that time. Okay, well let's copy that. And let's paste it again and flip that horizontally. Or vertically, flip vertically. Put that on the bottom. And then I'll need to adjust the. I don't need that panel anymore because I copied the information over. So that is. Now I can change it to foreground, but I think that's going to mess up the Actually, yeah, I hadn't thought this through. I'm gonna see what that does. It's probably gonna mess up that the Z buffer on the big sprite. Okay, no, it didn't, but it didn't work, which is not surprising because I'm trying to mix and match sprite priorities here, which is not going to work. So, okay, so I can't do that because of the. I mean, I could do it if I got rid of the AGA sprite, but I do really like that effect. Maybe there is a way to make it scrolling as well. That would be really cool. Yeah, okay. I'll try making the scroll. Either it will look good or it won't look good, but we'll find out. If it's got a bit of a rough edge, maybe we can use Paint Shop Pro to tile it. I mean, I think that looks pretty good. We do have a little bit of an edge, but it's not super noticeable, I think. I think that animation's running a bit fast, actually. I might slow it down. Thank you, Amiga Mark. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Hmm. Now that I think about it, there was one other thing that the Turrican II demo did, which this doesn't do, but I'm not sure how good it's going to look. Is um, gradient. I could try it. So Turrican II Parallax has like a gradient that's like here, and then what's a good approximation? I might have to, yeah, I might have to flip that, do that both sides. So if I paste that there, And then I want to flip that upside down. Probably not going to look good here because it's going to interfere with that outline, but we'll see. It's not going to be 24-bit because the sprite parallax doesn't use 24-bit. Or does it? I guess we'll see. What? Oh. No, I know what. Yeah, so I am going to need to delete. I am going to need to delete all of that black. Yeah, I don't think this is going to look good, but I'll give it a try anyway. Yeah, unfortunately, because I don't have the exact same art that Turrican has. Turrican's art was designed for having that gradient in the middle. Now, why does it look brighter on the bottom than on the top? What did I do there? Missed a few things. Oh! Yeah, I know what what I was supposed to do is, because it needs to have that actual color so it knows it's, so that it knows it's supposed to be that. But if I put that behind there, let's stretch that the whole way across. Ah, there we go. I want scale. You gonna let me stretch it? Yeah, we can already see it looks a bit janky, but we'll stretch it all the way across. We'll see what that's like. Let's I might as well fill in the background with black. Whoops. No, just black. I only want black. Rid of the gradient. Maybe it won't look as wait, I'm missing. I must be missing my. Did I get rid of my pipes? My pipes behind still there? Ah. Messed that up totally. Completely messed that up. What's the saved version looking like? I'll just see how that looks. But I think I accidentally deleted my background layer. Or my background pipes. Oh no. No, my background pipes are still there. I guess I was just confused by the yeah, I was confused by the when I deleted the when you delete the black, it's a little bit harder to see them because he's not really an outline anymore. But yeah, I mean, we're kind of got a gradient. It doesn't look great. I think it looks better without the gradient, actually. I'm just all right. Every time I've tried to make this better, I've ended up making it worse. So I think I'll take one last look at it, and then I think I might leave it there. Actually, I'll do one more thing for completeness sake, which is I'll switch it back to OCS. Now I'm assuming it's not going to let me compile. No, that's fine. I'm going to move the far background sprites into the AGA settings. I think I'll need to move that actor as well. And I might need to adjust a little bit of the code. So I say that code only runs on AGA. So what I'm doing here is I'm just running it in OCS without oh, okay, that's... I know what the problem is. I think I've got that still set to foreground yet. Yeah, so I just wanted to run it in OCS. So it's not the same technique as Turrican exactly, but at least it's the same what are the colors? No, I don't know what... Oh. No, that's supposed to be 4-color. That's supposed to be 4-bit planes. So it's confusing. But yeah, sorry. It's not the same technique as Turrican II, but at least it's similar Amiga setup. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to leave it. I'll just make sure my AGA version still runs. And yeah, thanks everyone for coming along.